Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is going to be a twin flame reading, but it's going to be more focused on the divine feminine, what's going on in her journey, what things she's working on, or he, okay? But I'm just going to say she throughout the reading because it's easier that way, but it could also be he just as easily. And what's coming up for the divine feminine, what aspect of her journey is she currently working on, okay? So I might also do a divine masculine reading today, but I was being called to do this reading today. All right, so where is the divine masculine, divine feminine at right now? Let's get two cards for the overall energies. Got Seven of Swords, okay, and Death. Okay, so what I feel is going on for the feminine is that she's actually letting go of low vibrational energy right now. We've got Scorpio energy, and then we've got this like deceptive, you know, Seven of Swords is kind of one of the most negative cards in the deck. It's, you know, about betrayal, deception, lies, someone taking something away from you, someone getting away with something, shady behavior, okay? So the feminine is really working on letting go of the experience of this, maybe with the masculine, and also attracting this more in her life, whatever vibration she was vibrating on that was accepting this kind of behavior or overlooking it or expecting it. The feminine is really working on getting out of that energy, okay? And so to kind of even the darkness out of those two kind of cards, because even this Death card, you know, Scorpio energy is pretty intense too. She could be doing a major purging right now. I'm going to pull from this Fairies deck, Fairy Oracle deck, and get some lighter energies here, because, you know, there is light for any darkness and vice versa. So the two go hand in hand. Let's see what's happening here. What light is she using to get out of this? Look at this. Music. I love it. Listen carefully, for there may be a message in the music you hear. Music can lift your soul, rekindle memories, and charm fairies to your door. Now, the music thing is very interesting because, you know, we have to be also very careful of the music we choose, because even if we're not in a low vibration, music can bring us into this low vibration, okay? So be careful that you're not giving life to a situation or a story, because it's not just about the fact that you don't want to give life to something from the past, but you also don't want to attract more of it in the future, okay? So if you're listening to music when your masculine hurt you, okay, you don't want to do that, because you're giving life to that like beast, all right? Choose music that is high vibrational. Choose music that is happy, that's, you know, makes you in a good mood, not brings you more sadness. But there's also a message with music here where it could be that, you know, your masculine is listening to music, thinking of you. This connection is being communicated to you a lot through music right now. Okay, so let's get another card here. We've got Two of Wands. You know, I feel the feminine is being faced with a lot of like decisions. Oh, you know what? I just pulled from the tarot. I was meaning to pull from the fairy oracle. That's weird. All right, so Two of Wands to me is like decision making, not knowing which way to go. We have two doors here, right? Very interesting that I pulled that. Manifestation. This was kind of the card that I was thinking of when I was wanting to pull this deck. So whatever we focus on is what we're going to attract and what we're going to bring more into our life. You know, that's kind of this theory that some people might not feel is real, but the truth of the matter is, if we focus on negative emotions and thoughts, we're going to heighten them. So we want to really give life to the things that we want, not to the painful experience with our masculine or with anyone, okay? So we need to really cover ourselves in light right now. I feel like there's a lot of darkness happening. There's a lot of situations happening that are making us feel sort of powerless, and I feel like it's really important we focus on our manifestations. I've had my dog sitting here and I've been trying to control her, but I'm gonna put her back in the cage for a minute. And so she might start to bark. So we're working on manifesting new, happy, magical beginnings versus, just believing. And, people say, well, I've never felt any way that I have for my masculine, so how am I going to find another person? There is no one else for me. Just because it's never happened before doesn't mean it can't ever happen again, okay? So don't limit yourself and your life with any of your thoughts. Your thoughts are creating so much of your life, okay? So let's see what we have to surrender here. I've just been noticing people constantly needing to define themselves by comparing well, I'm not that way, I'm this way, or this is how it is. And it's that very defensive, over explaining, over self-focused energy that is very low vibrational as well. So let other people be who they are and let yourself be who you are without needing to constantly state who you are and compare, oh, well, you're like this, well, I'm not like that, I'm like this. You don't need, not everything needs to be talked about, not everything needs to be proved. You don't have to prove a point constantly of who you are. If you're finding yourself very externally focused on validation, there's something to be addressed there, okay? So, and that's labels and definitions and all these things that are actually keeping us stuck, all right? Surrender to silence. That's what I'm saying, guys. Stop talking and listen more. In quiet meditation or contemplation, let go and enter the stillness within. Silence can heal and replenish you. So it's let go of this constant chatter, these pointless communication, this speaking without thinking, okay? Because I just feel we really need to surrender to just being still and letting things be, okay? Surrender unhealthy relationships. Let go of relationships that don't serve you, including unavailable or toxic people. You deserve to be treasured by others and to be surrounded by positive people. This is very easy to say, but it's also hard to identify if you're in an unhealthy vibration and you're constantly having unhealthy relationships. You're going to attract that because you haven't resolved something within. And guess what? If you don't feel you're at a place to be in a healthy relationship yourself, you don't bring health to the table when it comes to your relationships, surrender to silence. It's okay to check out and just say, you know what? I'm not even in a place right now where I think I could be a healthy person. And no one's making you. It's first and foremost, we have to get to a point where we're okay with ourselves. Right, baby? This is my dog whenever I put her. She sleeps a lot of the day, but the time that I've just decided to do a reading, she's wanting me to take her out. So I wish that I could put her on the table and she could just be in the reading and you guys could see her. All right, I'm pulling 2 of these cards here. I'm gonna grab her. She's a cuckoo bird. She coos. Okay. We've got Water Dragon. Helps you flow easily around obstacles. Christ, light, and love are flowing. Develop your psychic abilities. Go with the flow. We've got to be more, we've got to let things go more. We've got to stop trying to control, stop trying to define, stop trying to understand in our consciousness. And we just have to let things be as they are and to embrace the moment and surrender to it, okay? The Water Dragon is saying to let go, to let things flow, to heal, okay? To cleanse, maybe surround yourself or be by water or go to the ocean or go to a lake or do something with water that you can reflect, that you can just feel more at ease, okay? Then we have the Omega Dragon. Harness the divine power of creation, intention, hold your vision, birth the higher consciousness. So that's what I'm saying. If you're always on this 3D, so many people are on this spiritual journey and they're constantly in 3D concepts. I left the field of psychology because it's not spiritual. You guys want to talk about psychological concepts and throw around labels and, even define people by things that are first off, no one should be using any sort of mental health diagnosis unless they actually are familiar with the DSM. But even if they are, like, that's not really the spiritual realm. There's no like labels in the spiritual realm. It just is. It's not this constant need to define. And so if you want to be on a spiritual journey, you have to stop with the labels of any kind, okay? I don't know where this message is coming from, but this is what I'm being called to say in this reading, okay? I'm sure this reading won't get as many views because I'm not tapping into the divine masculine, but this is like the stuff divine feminines really need to hear. Okay, this is from Healers of the Earth Oracle from Mandy Peterson. Processing energies and adjustment period settling of energies. There's a lot of energies going on right now. So if you guys aren't checking in with yourselves and saying, am I actually feeling and thinking these things, or is there just something passing through that's affecting my and distorting me? Because we can't continue to be slaves to our emotions and to our thoughts. We have to look at it as curious observers and process these energies and not define ourselves by them, okay? Let us just move through them without judgment, without attaching to them, okay? The intangible, indeterminable, formless, and unknowable. And this is talking about higher consciousness. So that's what I'm saying, guys. Like, we've got to get in touch with this light energy, with just an energy, not thoughts, not feelings. We've got to find ways to get into the light. And you need to be doing exercises throughout the day. Like this journey, for me personally, it was like I met my masculine. It was like tower moment, but there were other things actually going on with me personally. And then I got into Reiki, which brought light to me, but that wasn't really enough. I went to India for yoga training. This was all part of my journey. And then I had this major gastric sleeve surgery, and like for a while I felt really like a lot better, losing weight, shedding weight. And then I'm gonna actually get into my story here, I guess, a little bit. And but this, I got involved with my masculine in 2017, 2018, went to India for yoga training. That was actually it has a lot of positive things, but it was traumatic. And then my surgery was in 2018, then 2019 was kind of okay until I started getting sick. And the point of why I'm bringing this up is when I got sick, it was literally like, it was 2019. I was still really, really like in this toxic cycle with my masculine. And the darkness like really took over, not in a way where it was like I was missing my masculine. That's not darkness, guys. Dark night of the soul has nothing to do with not having someone romantically love you back. It literally has to do with something inside of you like being overtaken by darkness, okay? It's your own darkness, and it's your own refusal to do healthy things for yourself that is going to eventually lead to that place if you don't, get into the light. And so my dark night of the soul was my sickness and my illness, and it brought me to DNRS. And that is literally the only thing that saved me. Not energy healing, not yoga, not Reiki, nothing about the twin flame journey. It was a journey of separating from the stories in my mind and really rewiring my brain, and realizing that any sort of attachment, addiction, waiting on your masculine, twin flame journey, alcohol, drugs, cigarettes, anything is actually an impairment in your brain. And as you start to heal from that, you really realize that you don't need anything outside of you. All you need to do is constantly keep yourself within the light, literally like a light shining down on you. And that's literally all you need. It's not hard, guys. So I'm kind of getting into this like spiel like Kurt from New World All-Stars. I didn't mean to. I haven't actually watched him in a while. I'm not like 100% aligned with his theories, but my point is that this is a journey about finding a connection to the light. And it's not about ego. It's not about what other people think you should do. It's not about anything other than finding ways to really love yourself and commit to yourself in a way. And it's all a journey. So every part of my journey was necessary for me to get to that point, and then for me to get sick, and then for me to realize, God was with me. God was the one that brought DNRS to me. I would have died. I was on death's doorstep. So my dog is like squirming this whole time, making it really hard to do this reading. It's a very different kind of reading, but I'm going to pull lastly from this spell casting oracle, and let's get some final messages here. I've been holding her the whole time. Commitment to yourself, guys. Commitment to this. You want to be spiritual. That's a really rocky road. You can't ever wake up and be lazy. You have to commit in some way to your healing, okay? And you have to stay consistent with it. Lighten your load. That's what I'm talking about, guys. Add light to your life. This little baby is squirmy and he's a good girl. Okay. Lighten your load. It's a good girl. All right. All right. Courage. The lion. I've got justice. Justice has been constantly coming up. It's all working out for you guys. So any stories you have that, oh my God, I'm sad, nothing works out for me, my masculine left me, these stories, they're not true. The truth is God is trying to get you to be at a point where, and it's not, everyone always tried to spew that religious crap at me. I'm not even talking about that. I'm just saying to where you have tools within you that no matter what the situation is, you're going to be okay. That's the ultimate place to be. And to be not attached to outcome or situation. It's sort of like a Buddhist mentality, but it's about having the courage to step into a place that you've never been before, that requires you to let go of all these earthly things that you define yourself by. Could be a Leo situation. Look, we've got 2 Leo energies. So Leo's coming up very big here. Strength and courage, okay? And the Wizard of Oz is coming up to me, obviously. But say hi to the camera, Lulas. All right, so this little baby is dominating my life currently, but she's not really affecting my readings. It's just the time I decided to do it. This is like her disabled position. When I hold her like that, she can't really squirm. Oh, so cute, baby. The camera can hear you, cuckoo birdie. All right, guys, it's kind of a weird reading, but this is my Divine Feminine reading. So hopefully it resonated with you guys. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.